what would you recommend to someone who wants to get more involved in the community but can't travel to most popular meetups?
Um, Probably, connecting with some of like the groups that are online. Something like Code Newbies. They have their regular like Q&A events. I think they happen on Mondays. It's just like an online Twitter storm Q&A featuring somebody new. Maybe depending on whether you can, by larger events, is it like meetups or is it conferences? I'm not sure. But yeah, I can see like not everyone is in like a major city that's going to have its own like dedicated meetup group. But like I said, like I've met a lot of people online using Twitter. There might be other groups that are available. Like there might be some Slack groups that you could belong to. Um, Maybe just like somehow finding a small group in your area. I've had the experience of like just starting a meetup several times and seeing like who shows up. Maybe start your own. Maybe you might. It's a very good chance that there are other folks who might be interested in having a community, even if it is small. It doesn't have to be this enormous group.
Yeah, it honestly, having a small meetup, even 4 or 5 people, hanging out, chatting about stuff can work wonders. Ash Furrow actually started this in New York, and the name's left my head. Is it Labs? He called it. I went to one in Amsterdam. Peer Labs, Peer Labs. It's called Peer Labs, uh,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
and it's lovely. I went to one in Amsterdam, and it's basically we'll be in this coffee shop from 10 a.m. till
yeah,
noon. Bring your laptop, do some coding together, hang out, chat, ask questions if you want to. There's no like formal presentation. There's no free pizza and all those nice perks, perhaps, but it's still a chance to meet like-minded folks in a low-stress environment where you do the same thing you would have done anyway. Quite frankly, just tap away your code for a while, but you can ask questions, you can chat, you can network, and it's a lovely, fun, easy way, I think, to get started.
yeah. I am one of those people who prefers like I prefer smaller, like one to one, a couple of people conversations than trying to speak to a large group. So like that works a lot for me. And it was very similar to the first group I started where maybe 3, 4 people would show up and we just like have coffee. And I loved it. I got a lot out of it. It's a lot, you feel a lot safer, I think, to ask your questions or to share like, hey, like I find this really hard or share code. You can do some pairing. All it takes is a couple of people.
Yeah, honestly, it takes a lot of bravery sometimes to ask questions because you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, wow, this is a stupid question. I'm a stupid person." Whatever it is you're thinking in your head, and it takes a lot of guts to get out there and say, "This is what I'm thinking. Where am I going wrong?" And hopefully, folks will very gently, very kindly guide you to where you need to be. But sometimes that isn't that way, and that's where the fear comes from. I'm putting this onto Twitter or Slack or where it happens to be, and you don't feel safe doing that. Like Stack Overflow, for example, is a pretty vicious place. Let's put it that way. Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't ask questions there very often because I don't like it. I think the environment is hostile to people. So yes, finding a small group that you can trust to respect you and trust you and walk through problems in a nice, friendly, welcoming way is just it's an amazing place.